Hey guys, it's Sarah. Welcome back to my channel. Today is day 2 of Hocus Pocus week. So if you guys missed it, yesterday I posted my first video for Hocus Pocus week, and what that is a collaboration that I'm hosting, inviting absolutely everyone to post all things Hocus Pocus all week long and use hashtag Hocus Pocus week so that everybody can follow along, see it, repost it, all of those things. So if you guys are interested, please join along. You don't have to be like a content creator or anything like that, just a fan of Hocus Pocus. We are doing this on all platforms, so TikTok, Instagram, YouTube, all of them. Do it all. Do it all. I myself will be posting every single day here on YouTube as well as TikTok and Instagram. So stay tuned for all of those things. Be sure to be following me, subscribed, all that, so that you don't miss out. So if you guys missed it, yesterday's video was day 1. I will have it linked in case you guys want to check it out. And today is day 2. Today's video is a tutorial, and it's one that I have been holding on to since last year. Today's tutorial is going to be showing how I made the little potion bottle cabinet or case that I made for Erica. I absolutely loved how this little DIY came out. I think it's so precious. And Erica herself did tell me that this is one of her favorite things I've ever made for her. So the highest regards. With that being said, let's jump into the tutorial. So starting off with the case for our potions, I picked up this wooden box from Hobby Lobby and I did get it half off. You can see the original price tag there. And then I am going to be staining this, but not using actual wood stain. I am going to be using these glass jars that I also picked up from Hobby Lobby, and I bought them at the store when I bought the box because I wanted to make sure that they fit inside the box. You can get glass jars at Hobby Lobby also 50% off. Keep in mind too, if those two sales aren't happening at the same time, you could always buy one and then when you go back, just use a random crate from the aisle to test and see if they work. I'm also going to be using some Raffia. So to stain it, I'm going to try this method that I've seen other people use. It did actually end up working, which is nice because you don't have to deal with the stench of stain. But I'm going to be using this brown acrylic paint, and then I'll be mixing it with some water, and I'm just going to paint that on. So I did about 50% water, 50% paint, and then I just went ahead and started painting. You can see I couldn't get the price tag off there. I do end up having to take a hairdryer and kind of heat it up to get the gooiness off. And then I'm also going to show you how I had to get it off later. But anyway, I basically just used this watered down paint in order to stain the box, and you can see it here. It really shows off the wood grain and looks really nice. I did use a Dollar Tree sanding block to get off whatever remnants were left of that price tag because it really didn't want to come off. And then I'm going to go ahead and restain that spot because obviously I rubbed off some of the paint. So once I've let the outside completely dry, I'm going to go ahead and take that same watered down stain color and do the inside of the box as well. And then let that all dry. So in order to put the images that I want on this box, I printed out this image I found on Google, and it's a Sanderson Sisters apothecary sign. And instead of using my Cricut or something like that, this is a method I like to do where you color the back of it with a graphite pencil, and then you will trace it onto whatever you're painting and it'll transfer the tracing on. So you just cover the whole back of it in as much graphite as you can. And for the top of the box, I decided on the phrase, it's just a bunch of Hocus Pocus, and then I'm just taping that in place and centering it. And then I'm taking my pencil and I'm very, very firmly pressing down on the paper and just tracing all of the letters until they have transferred on top of the box. And then once you lift your paper up, you should have a tracing of the words. Sometimes it can be a little bit hard to make out, but you'll have a general one that you could darken with the pencil once it's on there. And then I'm going to do the exact same thing on the inside of the box using the apothecary sign. And I did use Scotch tape just to hold it down so that the tracing wouldn't move as I was working. Also, a little tip, I do end up using a screwdriver to take off the hinges on the top of this lid because it was much easier to work on the top of the lid with it detached from the rest of the box. I am going to heavily speed this up because, again, I'm just using my pencil to firmly press down on every design and pattern on this printout. So on the top of the box, I did decide to wood carve it, but I wasn't super in love with how it came out, which is why I decided to paint the inside design, but I'm still going to show you guys just in case you want to wood burn or you're better at wood burning than I am. I only do it every now and then, and my kit is like a super cheapy basic kit. But I'm just following the outline of my tracing using like my skinniest, thinnest point for my wood burning tool. And then I'm gonna do this for all of the lettering on the top of the box. I did have to turn the box, so I'm gonna edit a lot of this out because I needed a better angle in order to do this well. So now going to the inside design, like I said, I went ahead and took out the little screws. Just make sure you put them somewhere you're not going to lose them. And I detached the top of the box so that I could lay it totally flat. I am going in with a pencil and I am actually retracing several parts of the tracing because it was very hard to see. The inside of the box stained just a shade darker, which made the pencil harder to see. So I'm just going in and darkening it to make sure that when I get to the painting part of this, I'm not confused on where to paint. Initially, I did try using a very thin paintbrush and black paint, but I really did not like how it was coming out, so I immediately switched to using a paint pen, which I had much better control of, and did the entire design using this paint pen. Again, I'm going to skip ahead a lot because basically just follow your tracings with your paint pen, paint marker. I get mine from Walmart. But this is what it started looking like at the end. Now, this paint was very, very dark because these pens are very saturated and their goal is to make the paint visible. So I do have a couple things that I'm going to do just to dull this down and make the box look a little bit older and more aged. So once the paint pen had totally dried, I took the chalk paint in the shade Mineral and I tried to use that to like dry brush across the lettering and stuff. It didn't make a whole lot of difference, so honestly you could probably skip this step, but I still want to include it just in case you guys were curious. But I'm using like an old sparse brush just to barely dab into the paint and kind of swipe across the lettering to dull down how dark the black is. This is what it looked like after doing the Mineral dry brushing, and I still thought that it stood out just a little bit too much, so I am also going to take a sanding block from Dollar Tree and just lightly sand over the entire design. I also decided to do this on the top of the box where it says it's just a bunch of Hocus Pocus, again just to give it a more weathered and aged look. Once all is done, then I'm taking my raffia and I'm just kind of spreading it out in the box where it is comfortably full but still leaving enough space for those bottles that we're going to work on next. So I printed out these labels. I've actually used these in tutorials before and I will have them linked below for you guys, but I've used them on my Hocus Pocus wreath and I also made larger potion bottles a very long time ago using these labels. I just like how they look. And they're free, so if you'd like to use them, you're more than welcome to. But I will not be painting these bottles. I really liked how they looked clear this time around, so I am actually just taking an Elmer's glue stick and gluing on the labels, and it holds. I really thought that this might not work, that I might need Mod Podge, but Mod Podge leaves a weird residue on glass, so I was trying to avoid that. And I did see one of the Dollar Tree accounts that I follow that crafts said that you just can use a glue stick and it'll hold just as well as any other type of adhesive. So that is the method that I'm trying. Now all of these bottles were so easy to do this with, and smoothing it out I just used my finger on each one. The only one that gave me trouble was the circle bottle that I bought. It's like a spherical bottle. It's this last one, and it was so rounded that it did take me quite a while to work out all of the bubbles on the label. But if you're just patient and take your time and kind of go slowly and use your finger to smooth it out, you can definitely get it smoothed out totally. That was another benefit to using the glue stick, because it didn't saturate the label. My label didn't tear or rip or wear out as I was trying to smooth it down. Now as far as filling these goes, I was using sweet pear jelly beans and candy corns because those are Erica's favorites, and that's what I wanted to do. Once they were all filled up, I went ahead and placed them inside the case, and I really do think this is just such a cute idea. It's also a really creative gift giving idea where it's something that they can hold on to, but they can also enjoy the candy inside. So if you're looking for something like that, this might be a good idea for you. This is the top of the box, and then one more shot of the inside of the box. And that's it. Thank you guys so much for watching. Be sure to subscribe to my channel. Tomorrow I will be releasing my entire Hocus Pocus collection. We're talking clothes, makeup, accessories, ears, collectibles, home decor. It's all in there, and I have a lot. Thank you guys so much for watching. Please be sure to head over to other platforms and be sure to be following hashtag Hocus Pocus Week because you're not going to want to miss all of the absolute amazing content. I've gotten some sneak peeks of what other people are doing, and I can't wait. So before you guys leave, if you wouldn't mind leaving me a comment down below, how do you feel about Hocus Pocus 2? Are you excited? Are you like, yes, this is such a great week because we're celebrating and I can't wait until it releases? Or are you like, this is such a great week because I'm enjoying the first movie and I'm dreading the second one? What if they ruin it, Saria? To that I say, nay. I'm trusting you, Disney. Okay, we are trusting you to give us the right kind of sequel, okay? And I will tell you guys, I have high hopes. I have high hopes. Those trailers, man, they have got me pumped for this sequel. With that being said, let me know down below. Are you excited? Are you terrified? Leave me an emoji to tell me whatever you want. And I'll see you guys in my next video.